What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and you know what day it is? Market Watch. You can hear that bell from a mile away, shall we say. So, without further ado, let's talk about the Rising Wind booster slash stuff with the Market Watch, technically, because it's all connected, boys and girls. So let's talk about it all in all. Able to press for a lot of that editing that I would be able to do for you guys, but I'm hopefully will have a little bit of this being slimmed down to maybe one similar to like this, while the other one's going to be more high resolution and stuff like that, the normal stuff that you see. But without further ado, let's get into it though. We're going to talk about the Rising Wind booster, the reprint set. Well, we know that it releases actually released and this card came with a bunch of cards with it. The biggest issue is on our English side, they decided to just say no to all the fancy good stuff that we wanted. Right because we're only going to get 36 cards. That's a big problem. So this is supposed to be like a reboot booster, which is like a reprint set. It was designed as that. The problem I see right now is that we're not going to have this kind of thing. Is that they either have something later down the lines to say we have access to it or not. I mean, to be honest with you, this is very solid for new players. Reprints are really needed for people getting into the game. Could this just be the reasons for battle spirits? Probably. This could be just because they have 6 different card games going on now, then they probably can handle. So a reprint set isn't really on their radar. So that can lead to having some problems, as we're seeing. Originally, this was supposed to be a 122 card set, but for us, it's only going to be 36 new cards. Meaning the set's also pretty much going to be, if you guys remember with the original 0.1 era, they had that little box. Maybe I can find it. Let me see. Oh no, I have it. I have it right here. So it's something like this, boys and girls. So we're going to get something like this. This was like 20 bucks. Nothing too overly priced. Just what we're going to get for our reprint set. Well, our Rising Wind. Shall we call it Falling Wind? Be honest with you, I get a lot of people only want new cards sometimes, but this is kind of a set that was kind of needed for a lot of players. I mean, even looking at it as we are now, we have a bunch of stuff that pretty much might have warranted it a little bit. I mean, yes, there are some cards that are not really that expensive, like this Metal Greymon here, not that expensive. And you guys got to realize these were just the base rarity arts for the reprints. They were not the full arts or their alternate art categories. So that's big things there. But this like tie here would have been cheaper. Mimi coming down a little bit. That really does help out. Vmon would have probably dropped a bit because the foil printing would have made another printing. Tapirmon being another foil. Salamon being a foiled. Blossomon for those Bloomlord fanatics that just didn't like the alternate art. Sometimes that's all they want. You have like a delicate plan. A delicate plan. That one needed a reprint. That needs a correction in text in some of this. And being a foiled wouldn't have been bad. Kari being another foil isn't bad. Blinding Ray getting off the pre-release stamps, not bad. Lucamon, just in case if we get more Lucamon support in BT13, that's just going to skyrocket. This card was vitally needed for a little bit, but because Gurumon's going to probably see a downturn, that means this is probably going to come down. Ulti Flare would have been really good for any of the black Angemon players. They love this card. Tai Kamiya V Tamer, really important for, guess what? The All Force deck. That's right. So we kind of needed that. But also, they gave the promo security rookies in this set, which is vital in itself. I mean, just even having Kakaitis Breath in here for a foil is not a bad trade-off. You have like Greymon and Patamon. I mean, even just having the memory boosters were really good. Omnimon Zort defeat. But as you can tell, it ended up not happening like it should have. So, but, you know, we can't dwell on the past, but we should talk about kind of the market itself. We have Machinedramon alternate art from Dimensional Phase BT11. We will not be talking about the Europes for the BT11 stuff. They don't have cards listed right now or even validated prices. But right now, because there are going to be 3 of these things in the set, I mean, you have Machinedramon, All Force, and you're going to have none other than Maste. I like the art. I like the gold. I think it's pretty cool. I wish they all kind of just made one big art. That would be really amazing. But that's just me. But right now, they're listing at a low end of $129.76. Don't get me wrong. That's kind of very interesting. Someone bought the pre-sale. I mean, right now, if it's sitting at $129.75, imagine on release. I think this card will probably dip further. And what do I mean by that? I probably expect this to sit around $60 once all things are said and done. Unless, Nats, you see a very high interest in Machinedramon and it tops really well, that could be a big game changer. So, that's something we want to look at. But we also have Rina from Dimensional Phase BT11. $45.70. Do not buy that at this price. But it looks like players are buying it, which is kind of baffling to me. Yes, there are people that are probably hoping that these sellers will be at, you know, LA, which isn't a bad call or pickup. I mean, let's see. Simply Unlucky. If this is in LA, you probably could reach out. Yep, California. So this might mean that this person is most likely going to be at Nats. Or you can communicate across with them ahead of time and go like, hey, I might need these cards. Can you make sure you have them here by X date when I fly in? So that's a possibility there. And that really can be a game changer in value. So that might be why people are buying these right now. It's probably from the sellers in California. Because if they are the sellers in California, nope, I wouldn't see this one being bought. Because that's a gamble and a half unless you know the store completely. Level Up Superior. Wisconsin, nope. So I'm going to say Simply Unlucky is just the better one right now. If you think you can get them to deliver on time or meet you up in Cali. If they are going to Nats, they're most likely. Like New York's here. If you're in like Connecticut and stuff like that, you could definitely see this come in by Nats. I mean, hey, even New Jersey, anything like that, this is probably a decent idea, but I don't suggest the price. I think it's too expensive. I could see here settling around 30, maybe even 25 once all things are said and done. Do I think you should invest into this? Probably not. But that's your money, and I can't change that. And I do say I'm sorry. Then we have like Rina here from Release Booster BT01-03. So this card has been seeing some decent climb up. And we knew this was going to happen, especially since if we can pull back further. I would love the filter sales from last... Nope. Dang. I was about to say, if I could, without making this like 600 pages long, I would say what we want to take a look at is it's selling around the $4.50 range. So I know a lot of us bought around the $1.43 range. And even let's go like a year ago. At 90 cents, early June, when we started hearing a little bit of whispers of All Force getting some love, then you saw the market explode to $3.25, then dip down, then climb back up, and then dip down, and now it's climbing up high. So I think this can definitely go up another $1. I wouldn't say anything past that. Maybe $5 might be its cap point. Just seeing like people bought at the 5. Close to 6 it looks like, but mostly it seems to sell around the 5 in the near mint category. So I think if you're guys going to pick up around that price, might be a good investment there. Well, to flip, shall I say, not to invest. If you have no point in investing in Rina, that's something to think about. So, let's take a look on the Europe side card market. It's about $1.50, €1.50. I mean, even just €2. It looks like across the board, the most is at €2, which isn't bad. And even with its, marketing, the average sale price kind of graph that they give, it's looking like €2.28. It's kind of where they're finding it acceptable to buy this at, which isn't terrible. I think that's very useful information to take a look at. Then we have Red Memory Boost. So this card is on an up climb, and that's just because now we don't have access to the reprints, but that wouldn't even have happened until later in the format now. BT13 we don't see it for. So that's just something to look at there. And that's going to be very interesting how they're going to handle it, because between BT13 and BT14 is supposed to be starter deck transitions. I get that the reprint booster isn't going to be that expensive. So, and that is August. So BT14 should be our last set of the year if they're going to follow the same trends as last year. So, like, we had basically cutoff was EX4. EX3. So we could see probably our cutoff is EX5, which wouldn't be terrible. So that might be our cutoff point, but our last main set should be BT14. But I could be wrong, especially August, September, side set. Nope. 15 would be October. Possibly we would be in 16, probably 15. But that's just about it. That was just me rambling. So we're looking at $4.98 on the graph. So it's like $5.14 near mint foils. And by the looks of it, people are buying in the $5 range, if not closer to $6. So that's kind of where you're expecting this. This card is seeing play because memory boosters are very important and vital. I think any deck should be playing it at the moment because our best of 3 format definitely sees improvement when we get those things, when we get the pieces we need. And on the Europe side, about €3.50. And looking like the €3 is kind of where that's holding strong. Most quantities at 20 here. So I think that's going to be vital as well. And then like Upmon here is about $6.49 going up. Like, it's just slightly going up, especially with the announcement of the reprint set. Kinda sustained a little bit, and as you could see, we had a massive buy-in once the reprint set said there's no longer going to be a foiled Upmon. Means people are going to buy this or the alternate art. So we're looking at $6.90, which isn't bad, but on the Europe side, we're looking like the $4 range is kind of where it wants to be at, which I don't think that's terrible. Do you? I think €4, $4 is not bad at all. But Upmon is starting to see a small climb up because of the effects of Rising Wind not being a true successor as a reboot set / reprint set. Taikamiya V Tamer, look at this. This card is going up, and to be honest with you, well, All Force does good. We're going to have to see if All Force gets a new When Digivolving. Well, we know it's going to be on play and When Digivolving, so that means it's going to see play in that deck. So, what are we going to take away from this? This card is definitely needed for your decks. If you had this sitting around when they were kind of dirt cheap in the $4 range, that kind of shot up here, but hey, then it dipped a little bit. It might be a good time to start flipping them now because we're looking at $16, close to even a little bit more than that. So that's something to really think about, in my opinion, because V Tamer is always going to be beneficial for the All Force deck. And then V Tamer is dipping hard here on the Europe side, looking like a close to $9 range is kind of where it wants to hover around. We got like some at €7, more at like 9 to say the least, €9. So I think that is worth its weight there. Thomas, box topper. The Mirage Galgamon support is good. I feel like it's a little weaker version. Well, not weaker. Fairer version of what we've been dealing with, the OTK deck king known as Metal Gurumon X. It seems like a very fairer version of it, which isn't bad to say the least. I think, even looking at it now, we're looking at some decent prices. I mean, $8, $9. If you guys had bought this back when I mentioned a while ago, when this was like 75 cents, or even just in the dollar range, wasn't a bad pickup. Even when you got it on the down low, this card now spiking as much as it has, it's now nearly more than what it was before. So, what is that going to take away from? People are buying this. I mean, even the light plays. But at $6, I think $6 to $8 is kind of fair. Anything more than that is only if the market kind of just keeps buying out on it. And that has to show massive results and people playtesting it, knowing what to do with it. It shows off the deck being really amazing. So that Thomas can hit or miss, and that will depend on what things happen. And look at this. About 49 cents. It's like cheap over on the Europe side. I don't hate it. Then we have Kaiser Nail. This didn't get announced in the reprint set, but it's kind of just going up slowly. People are buying it. It's like in the $7 range right now. If you have this in your bulk, probably be worth investing to get rid of it. Make some quick cash. On the Europe side, looking like €1, almost close to €2, more consistently wise. And that's just how that's going to be. Kaiser Nail is just good. I don't see it seeing any competitive play until we get to EX. Guess what? 4. So, well, until we get there, I don't see any changes with that. Gurumon, this card was one of the cards that was supposed to get a foil reprint. Means that people that couldn't really buy into it was really missing out on it. And now it's kind of just dipping. And that's just because a lot of players are starting to realize that the Gurumon matchup versus Black War Greymon, once they're stabilized, you can't really do too much against them because you can't just swing into their Digimon. That you have battle protection, but you don't have effect protection, and that's huge, especially because of how the deck is built. We're looking at close to $10, and it's going to keep probably going down a little bit because it's probably not going to be best deck in format, and people are moving on to being Black War Greymon fodder. On the Europe side, same thing, same trend. We're looking at €10, $12, and I'm not surprised there. The card is going to be needed, and give it time, and it'll probably come down even more. Wizardmon, this card is just a friendly reminder. Do not touch this card. We are getting a reprint, and should be foiled in the advanced deck of the Angemon. So, don't invest into this. This card is an avoid at all costs kind of situation. On the Europe side, it is going up. What is that? $4, €4. Let's take a look at the Hollow. Same thing, Hollow's going up. It's looking like a €5 card. I mean, it's not terrible, but I think it's a little too expensive. Blinding Ray, Great Legends pre-release cards. I wouldn't be surprised if this starts going up, especially if, you know, Shoutmon does some crazy shenanigans, but hey, looking at $13.69 going down. People haven't been buying it. I mean, the last call on the low end was, last week. But outside of that, that was just when these prices got flooded with. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if these were validated prices. But hey, if someone listed it like that, not a bad trade-off. But $15, I think this is just a little expensive for what it's supposed to do, but I understand because now this is still classified the max rarity. And on Europe side, about €5. Same thing. It's just affected by that. Then we have like Kari here, the box topper. This is just if SetCon does dominate the format, you're going to have this little bit of friends in me situation where she is played in the deck and she is not going anywhere. She's such a viable tamer for SetCon. It's not even funny because it's just tax the deck. Deck. You're looking at, $2.98. Not terrible. Close to $3. Then we have excuse me. On the Europe side, though, it's going up. It's pushing almost $3. That's not terrible. €3. I mean, it's going to go up. People are going to play SetCon for Nats. Don't be surprised. Cool Boy, X Record, going up yet again. It just has this trend of going up a little bit, then just levels out for a little bit, dips a minute, and then goes back up. And that's just how that kind of goes. We're looking at most sales around here are looking at the $28 range, close to $26. But I mean, hey, that's just people, especially with no news of a ban hit or anything like that. That's just what we're gonna expect a little bit. Then we have Cool Boy on Europe side, €10 going up. Not even surprised at this point. Just X antibody decks in general. It's just Cool Boy's such a good boy. Magnet Angemon. This card we're going to talk about going down. This was in the reprint booster. This is only really vital right now, completely in SetCon. Security Control. And, I mean, $32. It's just looking how it is. People are buying it. There was a moment that people just been buying like crazy. There was some alleviation time, but people have bought occasionally here and there. But now with the announcement that there is no reprint booster, people are now jumping in because they're going to feel the need for, I'm going to miss out on this, because a lot of players just held off because they thought this card was just going to get reprinted. And now without any reprint boosters, we're kind of just in a bad spot. And on the Europe side, €25. I mean, that's not bad. It's going to be a pricey card no matter what you look like on this. It's just going to be how it is. Digimon Chaos Mode, another card that was in the reprint set. Still climbing up, and that's just because of hype behind it. And that's Mastemon can use this definitely. But you also have other features that you can see this with. So there's a lot of potential that you can see with this. And I'm not joking. There's just good potential across the board. I think the card is going to see play regardless of situation because Mastemon's a deck. And if we get another Lucemon anything, just expect it to go up. I mean, looking at it now, it's $31.38. It's just coming to this. So looking at it on the Europe side, it's going down a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if the reveals show off and then boom, this card goes up. Just how that kind of goes. And then we have Lucemon from Great Legends. We're looking at $16 going up. This thing is just spiking like crazy right now. That's just because the reprint booster's gone, and a little bit of hype behind it. Once the announcement hit, definitely people started moving, but that's also because Dynasmon and Lord Nightmon / Crusadermon definitely showed that they wanted some Lucemon love. I don't know what's going to happen here. It's going to come down to a lot of factors for this card to go crazy. But hey, you guys missed out on that cheap prices. Don't be surprised if this thing goes back to 30, if not close to 40. We're looking at €15. €15. Not terrible. I pick €15 on the Europe side any day of the week. But something to just keep on a watch. And that's just about it. We kind of went through everything, We know that the card list is going to look like this. We have plenty of cards to look at. The only reprinted cards is the Agumon, the Gamamon, and the Greymon. All classified new cards, but they're the only reprints. But, you have everything here. I'm just frustrated with how they handled this. And I know you guys are probably frustrated too. I mean, yes, it helps with the market stay expensive, but that's just me. I feel like getting new players in is more important than keeping the market for collectors purposes. And I mean, most card games do reprint set constantly, so I mean, we'll have to see. So guys, what did you think of the video? I know this wasn't over the top, but hey, this is just a lot of stuff going on right now. So guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.